Hello friends, I'm Robin with Zimmy Simple Designs. If you see the red live light, you've caught me live. If not, you're watching the replay. Please type in #replay, say hello, tell me where you're watching from. Let me know if you're new so I can welcome you to my page. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Let me see. I'm going to find myself and get myself sprinkled to a couple of places. Hi, Yadi. How are you today? Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Deborah. How is everybody today? Hope you're all doing well. Well, good. I'm glad you're well. Hi, Shelby. Oh, my dog. Oh, she is something else. We went live. I went live and now she's playing ball. We couldn't get her to play earlier today, but now she's wanting to play. Anyway, welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me, spending some time with me today. Hope you're all having a wonderful Sunday. I don't know how many people will be gearing up to watch any of the games, but I don't know if we will or not. My husband doesn't really watch football much anymore, but anyway, I am in an event today. Hi, Chesney, with Yadi's Workshop and Friends, and the hostess is Miss Yadi from Yadi's Workshop. And I want to thank her for letting me be a part of it today. Up after me is Sue with vintage designs and a dash of sass and savvy. I love the name of her page. So, guys, stick around. There's a lot more to go on. Miss Yadi will be on later. I believe Lisa Mary will be on. Not sure who else is on. I should have looked and I didn't. But let's stick around, at least see Miss Sue. Make sure you join the group. It's free. The link for the group is in the description. And you can stay in there and see the next presenter that will be up after me and then after them. Just hit refresh. Hi, Judy. How are you today? Miss Judy Moody. Anyway, thank you all for spending some time with me. Been trying to catch everybody. Hi, Amanda. So today we are going to be doing a new wood kit I have just bringing out, and it's going to be a hanger, and it's a lamb. This is the body, and then the little head. Let's see his little head, her little head, her tail, and then her two little feet. So we're going to get her together. She is available. If you would like to get one of them, they are 15 plus shipping, and you can just private message me. But I thought this is the perfect project for black and white, right? And we're going to paint her black and white. We're going to paint her head and her little feet and her tail black. Yes, it's our black and white event. So everybody will be doing something black and white. Miss Yvonne did some black and white prints that were really pretty. And Gia's project was really cute. Hi, Christine. How are you today? Hers was like a little pocket hanger. She used one of the Dollar Tree tiles. It was really cute with the little gingham behind it. Turned out really cute. So anyway, so I'm going to paint the body. I'm painting it in Milk Jug. If I can get it open. We'll paint it up. And I'm not going to wax this. I am going to sand it to give it some distressing. But I'm not going to I'm not going to do the chippy or anything like that. Hi, Karen. How is everybody? Like I said, I don't know if we'll be watching the game or not. My husband, for the first time, watched football last Sunday in a while. He used to watch all the time, and then he kind of got disillusioned, I guess, with everything that was going on. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all of that. But anyway, he quit watching. So I was surprised when last Sunday he decided he wanted to watch football. We're big Denver Broncos fans. My husband is a big Denver Broncos fan. But of course, they're not in it. And, but my mom, if she was still living, would be so excited to see her Bills in the playoffs. She is a major Buffalo Bills fan. And so last week we were, in honor of my mama, we were rooting for the Bills. So we were excited when they won. So hopefully they can keep it going. But you never know. You know, you just never know. The Chiefs are a pretty good team too. Not to say they're not bad, but I know everybody has their teams they root for. Hi, Peg. How are you? Everybody has their teams that they root for. But all my kids are Denver fans. Of course, they grew up being Denver fans. So, hi, Renee. How are you? Hi, Dawn. Yes, I can, Lisa Mary. I think I said hi earlier. If I didn't, I apologize. I see you. I apologize. I see you. I get to I'm not the best at catching comments, but I do try. How is Renee? Thank you for sprinkling. Hi, Gia. Your project turned out really cute. Renee, Yvonne's was pretty. She added the little, and I missed part of our first presenter. I had to go out. I was on pooper scooper duty. They're Miami Dolphins fans. Are they, Peg? Yeah. Like I said, mine have, when he was he has always loved. Hi, Peggy. He has always been a Denver Broncos fan. Since way back. They lived in Denver for a while. His family lived in Colorado for a while. And when they lived there, one of the schools, I think the high school, it was over the summer. My husband and some friends or his sisters, anyway, they were at the school. Hi, Rita. And just playing on the football field, you know. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Michelle. And at the time, Lyle Alzado was playing for Denver. And while they were there, they seen this guy running the track around, the track around the football field. And they kind of watched him. They didn't really know. Hi, Leah. Thank you for sprinkling. Hi, Christina. Anyway, my husband was kind of watching him and at first didn't recognize him. And finally, he got close enough. And my husband was like in awe because it was Lyle Alzado was out there running, gearing up for football season. And so he got to meet him. And from that point on, my husband became a Denver fan. So, and he liked John Elway. And of course, we followed him when John Elway played and all that stuff. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Jessica. How are you? Thank you for sprinkling, Leah. So, hi, Shannon. Thanks, guys, for being here. I appreciate it. My father was a Dallas Cowboys fan for a while. My dad about rooted for anybody, though. He liked the Steelers. He liked, yeah. I don't know that he actually had one he actually. How is she doing? Well, Dottie, I'm glad you asked. Thank you for asking. My husband didn't talk to her, but messaged her husband Friday night. I think it was Friday night, checking in on him. And she's doing okay. They have had hospice come in to help get them prepared for when she's really going to need it. She's still getting around okay in her wheelchair. And so far, they've got her on a pain management routine that is working so far. And pretty much they're just going to take it one day at a time. But they're already, make preparations and all that stuff for her. Yeah, he's hanging in there, but she's doing pretty well. She's doing pretty well. So thank you for asking, Yadi. I appreciate that. All right, and I am using Dixie Belle coffee bean, and it's like a vintage black. And I used chocolate milk jug for my white on here. So, and we're going to add, and I decided to paint this. I debated on whether to do Sherpa on it. Thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate that. Yeah, so far she's doing pretty well. Yeah, you're right. God's in control of it. You are right about that, Yadi. It's all in his timing. It's all in his timing. He's the one who's in control of it now. But I'm sure my husband will stay in contact and keep us posted how she's doing and stuff. So, but it's like he said, we're just gonna do what we can when we can, enjoy each other. So, anyway, I debated on whether to use like Sherpa on it, make it like fluffy, and I decided just to paint this. But you sure could. If you have some Sherpa, you could add Sherpa to the body and the little fluffy part on the lamb's head. You could, I did one, I used like scrapbook paper on a lamb I did one time. I used like polka dotted scrapbook paper. It turned out pretty cute for something fun and different. But like I said, I decided to do this one a little more primitive, I guess, where you paint it all up and add some distressing to it, all that fun stuff. But that's me. You could do this very whimsical, if you like that better. Thank you, Leah. I appreciate that, you guys. I will let my husband know, and I'm sure they will appreciate the prayers too. So how's everybody's day going? It's nice and sunny here. Not real warm, but I went out this morning, and it still was kind of cool when I went out and cleaned up the backyard. Boy, my hands were froze by the time I came in. They were pretty cold, and I did that wrong. I should have done the sides of this before I did the top. But here I am, right? Don't do it like me. Do it like I tell you, you know? So you don't get paint all over you. Paint yourself in a corner. That would be me. Paint myself in a corner. All right. Hi, Grace. Hey, everybody. I'm just kind of a laid-back day. I did work on a project earlier. I've been kind of working on some projects the last couple of days. I haven't been doing any lives, so but I've been working on some stuff. Hi, Grace. Oh, thank you, Gia. Hi, Rita. Yes, I am too, Rita. I am definitely ready for warmer weather. I am so ready. But I'm not a winter fan at all. So I was ready for summer in October. So, but that's me. I'm not, I don't like the cold. Now, my husband likes it cooler. He likes, hi, Caitlin. How are you today? Thank you. Hi, Shelly. Had a nice church service. You know, I was going to try and go to church, but I've been dealing with a cough and this congestion, and I was coughing and hacking away so much, I decided, hi, Gwen. I didn't want to sit in the middle of church coughing and hacking, and so I wound up staying home today. Hi, Gail. So I'm so ready to be over this crud. Hi, Luann. I think everything's dry. So we're gonna my gator sander here. Yeah, yeah, you get a lot more humid than we do here in Iowa. We do get the humidity, but not like you guys do. Hi, Colleen, how are you? Oh, thank you, Gail. It's just like hanging on. I don't know why. All right, I got my gator sander here, and we're gonna sand this and give it some distressing. I'm just like, my poor little grandson, I had them the other day after they got out of school. I watched them for a little while, and my middle grandson has a horrible cough. He sounded just horrible. I felt bad for him. He didn't sound seemed very congested, but boy, did he have a cough. Hey, Sadie, that's enough. That's enough. I'm sanding the body of my lamb, Shelly. We're doing a lamb today. It's one of my new wood kits that we're doing. And I've already drilled the holes in the body, but that's what we're sanding. I like distressed. I like vintage. I like primitive. So if you've watched me any length of time, I love this right here. Get it, kind of sand it off. Not a whole lot, but hi, Dolores. How are you today? I want to get my towel here. Sorry, guys. I have a towel here. I want to be able to wipe this off and get all that off of here. I was sanding something else earlier today, and I took it outside, and sanded it because it was warm enough I could do that. Is there, Shelly? Oh, you like vintage too? Yeah, that's my favorite. So now we're doing the rest of it. His little tail, his little feet. We're gonna do now. I seems to be going around everything, doesn't it? Everybody, and it's like hanging on. It seems like everybody I know who has it, they've had it for weeks. Not just, you know, a short time. It's like it just hangs on and hangs on. Or it has for me anyway. I think I'm going on about 2 weeks of this. And like I said, I'm just over it. It's like I don't dry out. Of course, my problem is I can't take anything like, I mean, I can take Mucinex, but if it's that, what is it, DM, I can't take that. I mean, if I do, I better want to be in bed for the next couple of days because it just wipes me out. Oh, is he? Well, congratulations. Congratulations to him. That's awesome. That is awesome for him. My husband's been retired for 2 years now. And he's been enjoying it. He's my wood cutter. He cuts all of my wood kits for me that we sell. So I keep him busy doing that. But he loves it. He loves being out in his shop, doing his woodworking and all that. So he's enjoying it. So that's great. That's great for him. That's wonderful he can retire. You know, I mean, I know there's so many in this day and age that, you know, can't afford to retire. My husband has a friend, another friend, and they're the same age, and he'll probably never retire. He loves to work. He's tried it a couple of times. He winds up going back to work. He gets bored, so he goes back to work. So he works to keep himself busy, basically, because he doesn't really need to, but for him, it just, he has to do something to stay busy. So I'm going to follow. Well, that'll be nice. That will be nice, Shelly, that you get to retire too. And you can do what you want, right? I didn't retire, but I did quit working. I couldn't do the job I was doing. I could no longer physically do. So that's why I quit working. I didn't mind working, but it was starting to take its toll on me, especially since I already had yes, it is, Deborah. You're right. Busy is good for the mind. And if you like what you do, you know, why not? If you enjoy it. You enjoy staying busy and yeah. But I I have lower back issues, and I was doing a lot of lifting, and so that was not a good thing. So I did it for 7 years, and finally I just got to where it just physically, it was just more than I could handle. Oh, thank you. So I enjoy what I do now. This is fun. I've met a lot of wonderful people doing this. Not just in the crafting, you know, within the crafters of the crafting community, but the people that follow are amazing. It's just an amazing community to be a part of. It really is. Yeah, Leah, I know. You just can't, you know, you got to do what your body's telling you to do, right? That's kind of my husband. He actually retired 2 years before he was going to. He was going to try and work until he was 65, but his body was just not doing well with it. He had a very physical job, and it just got to be too hard on him, so he wound up retiring. But it's fine. He's happy, so he gets to do what he likes to do, so he's enjoying it. Okay. We got this all sanded. Want in a little bit more in here, I think. Get it a little bit in a couple places here. Okay, so now I got a big mess. As always. You know, you're not crafting if you're not making a mess, right? Okay. We'll wipe all this off. Hi, Tracy. Hey, Michelle. How are you? Hi, Pam. Welcome, guys. How have you been feeling, Michelle? Hey, Stephanie. Okay, I'm gonna set that down there. I'm gonna shake this off in the trash. I probably should get some new out here, but how have you been today, Stephanie? Okay, we got it all sanded, so I'm gonna get my wax. My Bare Dark wax that I get from Home Depot. Hi, Terry. And we're gonna add some wax on here. On my lamb. And like I said, I've already drilled some holes because this is going to be a hanger. Normally I do, when I do wood kits, they stand, but I decided this one was going to be a little hanger. I wasn't quite sure how to do it to make it stand, so we're making it a little hanger, and it'll be cute, I think. I think it's gonna be cute. All right. You guys make sure you stick around and see Miss Sue with Vintage Designs and a dash of Sass and Savvy. She'll be up next in Yottie's Workshop and Friends event, our black and white event today. The link for the description is, the link for the group is in the description. And Miss Yachty from Yachty's Workshop is our hostess of these events. And she usually does a couple a month, and they're usually on the weekends when she does them. And I may add more, but for now, I'm gonna stick with this. We're gonna add, okay, well, Gia, thanks for popping in. You enjoy the rest of your day. You have a wonderful rest of your day. Hi, Rochelle. Hi, Debbie. Hey, Criselda. I hope so, Criselda. I've been selling little, I have a little carrot. You make baby blankets too, Peg? I knew you crafted, Peggy, but I didn't know you made baby blankets. Do you crochet them? Do you hand crochet your baby blankets, or do you do little quilts? Hand quilted. I have a sister-in-law who makes baby blankets, and she crochets all of hers. She's let me see, let me try that again. She crochets a lot. She loves it. And she not only can crochet with yarn and do baby blankets, but she also does the really, that crochet thread, or I don't know what they call it, and makes doilies. That really fine thread. And she loves that. She's got a bunch of patterns that were her grandmother's, I believe. And she uses them a lot. So she does that a lot. Okay. All right, let's put our, and I have some little eyes we're gonna add. I have these, I bought these. They're like half beads. And I've got this size right here. And I'm gonna paint them the black. I don't like them being shiny. You would not have to paint them if you don't mind them being shiny like that. I don't really care for that. But, so I paint over them. So we're gonna put this together. So I think really quick, my comments over here quit working. So if I'm not responding to you guys, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just going to take this black and I'm going to paint over the top of them, and it'll tone down that shine. Like I said, you would not have to do this. And they come in different sizes. And I got these off of Amazon. So they work perfect for little eyes. I've been using them a lot. I'm not good with painting eyes, so this works out good for me. If you can paint eyes, I would stick with that. But other than the end of a paintbrush, that's about the extent of painting my paint. That's as far as I go with painting eyes. Get this on here. Thank you, Stephanie. Okay. We'll dry these up. Hi, Melanie. Right? Melanie, Country Outback Crafters. I think I remembered that. All right, we're going to use my Type Bond and my Stick Fast to glue this because these are wood. On here. So I'm just trying to figure out how far I need to go. With it. And I'm going to use this. This will give me a long lasting hold. And then, all right, I remembered. And then the Stick Fast will give me a quick hold. Like that. Just in spots. Not a whole lot. And we'll get that down. And I'm watching where I put this because there's a hole right here where I'm going to put my wire for the hanger. And then his two little feet will go here. And then the little tail. And you know what I did? I painted the wrong side of the tail. That's about right. That's what I would do. That does not surprise me that I did that. I should have painted all the sides and then I'd have been fine. Oh my. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. That's okay. It's a quick fix, right? We'll paint it up real quick. And dry it, and I'll give it a quick sand. I don't know. I can't change to my business page. Uh-oh, Yachty. Oh, no. Okay. We'll sand that. Quick fix. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. All right. Now we got it painted on the right side. And that's going to go there. So let's get his little feet on. Okay. A little bit of glue. Hi, Kimberly. One here. Now you could, I'm putting mine on top, but if you wanted to hang them from the back, you could. You could do this any way your little heart desires. That's what's fun about, to me, about working with wood kits and things like this. You can, whatever your little imagination likes, you can do them however you like. There. I'll get the tail on. I'll show you guys. Hi, Kim. What it looks like. And a little more. I'm about out of this glue. Actually, I have a whole nother bottle, but I'm about out of it in this. No, this one doesn't stand by itself. You could put it on a stand and have it stand by itself, yachty. But no, this one is actually a little hanger. I'm making it a hanger. Hi, Mel. How are you today? Hi, Dana. Okay. I'm gonna, actually, I don't want to put that on there. I want to put that lid on there, but I'm not going to put that away because I'll need that for little lamb's eyes. I almost got that. I'm going to slide that down just a little bit. Okay. So that's what he's looking like so far. All right. And we'll add her little eyes. And of course they're black, but you're still gonna see them, I think. So let's add them. Thank you, Mel. I was hoping it was gonna turn out cute. Something, you know, different. Not really different. I mean, I guess these are pretty popular, these little lambs. Okay. I got glue. I kind of clean that off of there. All right. So now she's got her eyes. All right, now we're done with it. Hey, Kelly. All right, so now I have a piece of lace, but I also have a piece of fabric. This fabric that I've got, this homespun, and we are gonna make a little bow. I just haven't decided where I'm gonna put it yet. If I'm gonna put it under her chin, but I've got this piece of fabric. We're gonna do like a little patch on our little lamb. I just wanna fray this a little more. And I've got a rusty heart. And we're gonna add, let's see, which way do I wanna do this? To our little lamb. I'm gonna lay this way, that curl. So it kind of lays down. Kind of like that is what I'm thinking. But I'm not sure if I want to make this patch a little smaller. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think it needs to be smaller? Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. You think that looks okay, or do you think it needs to be smaller? What do you guys think? But we'll get a bow. And it's not going to be very big, this little bow. And I got a little piece of lace. Thank you, Deborah. Hi, Barbara. Smaller, Peggy. A tiny bit smaller. That's what I'm thinking. Take it down just a little bit. Hi, Judy. All right. One, two, and then we got this. And I coffee grunged the lace, but I didn't. The homespun came looking this vintage like this. So, and actually, and I don't know where this fabric came from. It was actually gifted to me. But I would think that maybe Jubilee Fabrics may have it, but not positive. Let's see. We'll just do 2 again, and then we'll do this. You like it the way it is, Leah? And this may be, I'm thinking I want to put this bow in her hair. Make it a little girl lamb. Let's do, and there we go. So I got more for smaller. They do, Melanie? I figured they did. I have another one that's more like a gingham or buffalo check. That I got at, that's black in this color. That I got at Hobby Lobby. But I know they don't carry, I don't think they carry this particular print. But I figured Jubilee Fabrics would. They carry a lot of homespun, so I figured you could get it there. Okay, let's trim our bow up. I buy a lot of my homespun from Jubilee Fabrics. I haven't placed an order in a while, so. Get that over there like that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna add that. So let's see, let's bring her back down here. That piece right there is gonna drive me nuts. There we go. I don't know. I'm thinking I might like it under her chin. I also have this bell, but I'm wondering if it's too big to add it to our little, oh, that might be cute. No, Deborah, I've never bought the jelly rolls. I know a lot of people have, but I've not done that yet. I think I know how I want to do that. That's going to go like that with that little bell. And we're going to add this. I think I'm going to cut this just a little. Oops. Do you buy them? Do you buy the jelly rolls? I guess they wind up being a little more cost effective, but I just have never, I've never done it because you get a variety of fabrics than you would get just buying it by the yard. I think I think that looks a little better. but I need a piece here. I need this piece of twine. And I got these bells at Hobby Lobby. Hi, Sam. I don't even remember. They weren't with the Christmas stuff, though. I know that. Oh, well, I haven't been live since Monday, I believe. Yeah, I think that was the last time I was live. I've been busy. So I think that was the last time. I was going to try and pick up a time in Craft Around the Clock, and it didn't work out. So, okay, I'm just taking this piece of twine. I'm tying this little bell on my bow, so it kind of hangs from the bow. And then I'll tie a knot here and attach it. And I may add just a little button. Okay. I may wind up having to cut that piece of lace. Hey, Barb, how are ya? That bear that you did, Barb, was absolutely adorable. It was all I could do to keep from buying. And I still may have to get one. Okay, we're going to add that there. Did you guys see Miss Barb from Chicken Pickens? Did you guys see her bear? Wasn't it absolutely gorgeous? It was just the cutest thing. All right, we're going to add that right there. Thank you, Lisa Mary. Okay, so I trimmed this down. And I'm trying to think how I want to do that. I may add some little buttons on here along the side or something, just to add a little something to it. Thank you, Deborah. And I'm just going to take my hot glue, and we're going to kind of glue it down with hot glue. I'm just going to try and not get a whole lot. Just enough to get it down here. I don't try to get it all. I try to do as thin a coat of this hot glue so you don't see that it's hot glue, if that makes any sense. Okay. And now we'll add our rusty heart right there. And the hearts are from Factory Direct. I've got some rusty hearts, and then I've got some birds that I got from them. You guys want to find anything like that? Factory Direct has a lot of cute rusty things. So that's what it's looking like so far. I love the little bell. I think it needed it. But I need some buttons. Thank you, Mel. Yes, our next presenter is Sue with Vintage Designs and a Dash of Sass and Savvy. I just love her name, her page name. I just love that. And she's a sweetheart, you guys. She is so sweet. So I think I'm going to add this little black bow or button here. Cover that twine up. And I think I'm going to add just maybe three little buttons or something, I think, on here. I like to do in little threes, just to add something else on here because it looks too plain to me. You guys, my husband's gonna be amazed. I may actually get a project done. Ah. He will be shocked. That's the joke with him. He gives me a hard time all the time about not getting my projects done. Okay, let's get, other than the hanger. And I'll try and get the hanger done. Oh. Come on. Yeah. Yes, Barb, he gives me a hard time about it all the time. I was teasing him last night. I bought bubble wrap off of Amazon because I can buy it cheaper. And I buy 2 big rolls of it. And of course, I don't have to pay for shipping because I have Amazon Prime. Well, it came last night. And they put it in a box. And I went outside and grabbed the box. And I was bringing it in. And he brought it in the house. He goes, "Why didn't you tell me? I would have gotten up and gotten that for you." And so he's sitting in his chair. And I still had to take it upstairs. He never once got out of the chair. Said, "No, let me do that for you." Nothing. Not a word. Sat there the whole time. So I was giving him a hard time then the rest of the night. I said, "Now you see why I didn't tell you it was outside?" I said, "For all the good it would have done me." I said, "You didn't even get up and help me take it upstairs." I said, "I guess I was grateful that it was just bubble wrap." So I was just giving him all kinds of heck about that. So, okay, we've got our buttons on. I think he's come out really cute. Like I said, this little wood kit is available. Just private message me if you'd like to get one. All right, pick all these buttons up. Yeah, I had to give him a hard time about it. Okay. Oops, I missed a button. Thank you. Thank you, Yachty. Thank you for having me today. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Judy. I think she turned out, or he turned out cute. Like I said, I'll just put the hanger on it. That's all I got left. And I just use rebar tie wire that I get at Menards. But you can get it at Home Depot, Lowe's. Hi, Susan. Thank you for sprinkling. Thank you, Peg. So I'm going to cut a piece. And get a piece cut. That's probably more than enough. So let's see. I think right there will be good. And I take a towel usually, and I wipe this off because it does have like an oil on it that they put on this rebar tie wire, and it's to keep it from rusting. So I just kind of wipe it off. Oh, you're fine, Susan. You're fine. All right, I'm gonna find the hole, and I'm just gonna poke it through. See if I can do this without poking out my eye, right? Taking my eye out, right? And I'm gonna take a pair of needle nose pliers, and I'm gonna twist this right like this. Down like that. Let's see. And I may have to get something in. And then I'm gonna give it. Now you could take, I don't need one, but you could take the end of a paintbrush, like this, and wrap that around there to get these little curlies. I can bend it without, so I usually just do that. And then we're gonna do the same here. I'm gonna poke it through, and I do have it kind of long, so that's okay. We're gonna bring it through, and I'll trim it down. Yes, I know. Facebook seems to do that when they update, don't they, Susan? They do that. All right, guys, I will finish putting this hanger on. You guys make sure you stick around and go see Sue to go see what projects she does. I will see you in the comments. Thank you all again for being here and spending some time with me. And you guys have a wonderful, blessed rest of your day. Bye.